Hey, this is Justin from Wellrounded Athlete. Thanks for watching this. Today I want to talk about this really great podcast I just heard by Coach Christopher Summers. It was him at Paleo Effects with guys from Barbell Shrugged. And they were doing a podcast, and Coach Summers brought up this really interesting fact that I've thought about before, but that isn't really in people's minds enough when they go about training and designing their training program. And here's what it is. Most people build their training program around how their muscles adapt. They just listen to their muscles. They just think, okay, my muscles are sore, and I need to stop training for the day. But if you want to be really strong, especially in this movement world where you're doing maybe practicing many different movement disciplines or spending a lot of time on mobility, don't just think about the muscles. You need to think about other things, namely the connective tissue. Coach Summers mentioned this fact in the podcast that muscle tissue will take about 90 days. It's got this turnover rate of about 90 days, so you can really recondition and fully adapt the muscle tissue to a certain stimuli or a certain type of stimuli in about 90 days. Now, this figure for collagen, for connective tissue, for tendons, ligaments, etc. is 200 plus days. So what this means is your muscles may be completely conditioned for a certain exercise, but your soft tissues are not. That could be the difference between training safely without injury, making great progress, and an injury that nags you for 2 years. So think about the rate at which your connective tissue adapts. That leads me into one of these old-time strongmen. I think he lived in maybe the late 1800s, early 1900s. His name was Eugene Sandow, and he talks a little bit about being strong in tendons, having tendon strength, connective tissue strength, versus only muscular strength. Both are important, but most people focus on muscular appearance and muscular strength and pay very, very little attention to tendon strength, connective tissue strength. Yet that is where we most often have injuries and limiting factors that hold us back. Now, how to condition the soft tissue, how to intelligently approach it, that's a whole nother topic, but I just want you to have these considerations in your mind that you need to ease into some of these things a little bit slower for the sake of your soft tissue. In the long run, it's going to mean you outperform everyone else who's nursing their injuries from poor training practices. And I'll leave you with this thought. If you are immobile, if you can't go into a certain range of motion, if your shoulder can only move to like right here, whereas it should be able to move all the way up, straight up and down like that, if you don't have a certain range of motion, whether that's in your shoulder or hip or wrist or ankle or knee or whatever, and it's a range of motion that you should have, this means you literally, not only can you not go there, you have literally zero strength, zero knowledge. You don't even know about that position. And if you went there, it's very likely that you're going to run into some serious issues, and that might be an injury, okay? So ranges of motion that you don't have but should have, those are injuries waiting to happen. That is a black hole that you will fall into if you engage in any amount of vigorous or intense or complex dynamic movement, okay? So the preparation you undertake to get your body ready for these things needs to be very thorough, intelligent, progressive, and so on. That's all I have to say on the matter. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, problems, or ideas, I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you found some useful stuff, and I'll see you next time.